the gift to be simple, 'tis the gift to be free, 'tis the gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we are in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend we will not be ashamed. To turn, 'twill be our delight, till by turning, turning we come round right.
So, as I look at who is here, I'm pretty amazed because it runs the gamut. There's some of you that I've known for 50 years. We were at Sky Ranch together. Did some amazing things, backpack trips, that sort of thing. There's many of you that I've known from various churches we've been a part of for many years. And some of you are fairly new. So it's such a tapestry, and it reminds me of Corrie ten Boom when she was talking about her own life, and she showed the backside of this tapestry. And any of you that have ever done a tapestry, you know that it's hopscotch and has lots of tie-offs and run-ons, and it looks pretty random. And if someone said, well, this is what my life was like, you'd say, oh, you must have been in a state mental hospital most of your life. But then she turned it around. So it's often interesting to see how we end up looking at the tapestry on the wrong side. And we get disappointed. We wonder what's going on. But eventually, we turn that tapestry around and we see the beauty that God has woven into our lives. So this today is a celebration specifically for me, but for all of you too, because all of you have been involved in my life at some point. Some for quite a long time, and others just recently. I'm glad to welcome you all. And has anybody passed out the bulletins yet? I didn't. Well, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you've all been waiting for. What about me? What's going on? I've been living in the kingdom for a long time. This place is sacred ground. We've always believed that if our primary purpose was to bless people, then everything else would take care of itself. Yes, we always have to earn a living, but we think there are purposes and priorities that are beyond that, or that go beyond that. This is what I know to be true right now, after quite some time. Maybe a lot of debate about it, but not to me. God is always good, all the time. Let me say it again. God is always good, all the time. That means that He's always loving. That's who He is. He can't be anything else. He's always truthful. He says about me, "You are my beloved Son." That is my identity. I am God's beloved Son. There's nothing to worry about. There's no fear there. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen in a year. But I do know that God is always good, and I am His beloved Son. I can walk with that with no fear. What do we do in the meantime? How are we changed? Because God promises that He will change us. There is a thought that has been prevalent in the church for 2,000 years. It has to do with the merit badge system. I've always been amazed about that. How is it that we're saved by grace, but we have to live by the law? It doesn't make sense to me. I believe, I know it to be true. My theology is much simpler than it was when I was in seminary 40 years ago. It's centered on love. God promises, He says, "Walk with me, and I will change your heart." I don't know how that happens. I mean, there's no method or formula for it. He just does. He changes how you think, how you respond to be more like Him, which is love. Right? Well, that's my focus. So, when I look at what's going on here with me, I don't ask the question that said, "Why me, Lord? Did I do something wrong?" Those questions aren't relevant. The questions I do ask, "Lord, what do you want to teach me?" Because I know I'm your beloved Son. And you always will teach if I'm willing to be taught. So what am I learning? Well, not necessarily new stuff. It's just coming with more amplification. There's lots of examples, but God is looking for people, for brothers and sisters that call Him Lord, to be available. Much of humanity is plagued by loneliness. All of us have felt loneliness at some time in our life. It's awful. It's not how we were meant to live. It's the opposite of community, of fellowship. And yet we find ourselves lonely. I have been blessed. You have been my blessing. I have so many friends. Through the good times and the bad times. On one occasion, Jesus said, if you're storing up riches, be careful. Don't store up for yourself riches that can be eaten away or stolen. Instead, store up for yourself riches that have eternal value. Then you will be rich. Well, what is this? I think I know Jesus well enough to know that he was talking about relationships. That's who he is. He's the relationship guy. I guess we need to examine our lives. Find out what our priorities are there. What kind of riches do we have? I know for me, I am so rich. I have all of you. Through the years, it's been quite a ride. Quite a ride. I'm so glad you came today. I know all of you. Many of you do not know each other. So we have hot chocolate and we have cookies and then the final act will be here.